I tell you what, mate, I have genuinely enjoyed today going around the town, doing a bit of sightseeing, having a beer, having a bit of food, and spending some time with you. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud with my mouth, but I am. I've genuinely missed you. Ever since you got your new girlfriend, Anne-Marie Markovic, the Croatian footballer. I feel like I never see you anymore and I kind of miss you. And I need you with me. We've got a couple of busy weeks now. Big season ahead. We need to be on our A-game, mate. Lots and lots of planning to do. Anyway, have you found the bus timetable yet? You're looking at pictures of your girlfriend. I swear to God, I know she's stunning, mate. But you saw her this morning. You're going to see her straight away after this. You're obsessed. You need to get a grip of yourself. You need to get focused. What's up with your face? What? I'm not going to be happy. What with? What? This is green, all this, isn't it? First he sticks my name and my face on the side of a bus to make a few quid. Now he's stuck my name on someone's ball bag. And that's Christian Peters' ball bag. That's CP himself, innit? I knew he'd be involved at some point trying to make a few quid out of me. They always do, the bastards. Honestly, when that contract comes around for renegotiation, we need new terms, mate. They're making a fortune out of the ball sack name. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of mine and your Journeyman adventure, The Road to Anywhere. As always, thanks for joining me. Thanks for any thumbs up, any comments, anyone watches this advert, anyone who becomes a patron. But most of all, thank you for your view. If you are brand new, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you all hit that notification bell. You'll never miss anything I do, and you wouldn't want to do that, and hopefully you're not missing this because we are into our first full season in Croatia with the mighty Šibenik. I can't wait to run through this season with you. But before we get into today's episode, I just want to share this with you. I've been meaning to put this together for ages, just for me really, just to see where the journey's gone from the very first Road to Anywhere series in FM19 to now. So I had to go through every episode to look at my career. It took a while, but it was really, really interesting and also really scary because I have lots of memories of the very first series at certain clubs. O'Higgins and Salernitana, they meant a lot to me, and Pumas was great as well. And that was the series that actually completed the Pentagon Challenge in the first time I've ever done it, which was absolutely amazing, but I can't believe it was that long ago. Also, I forgot, I knew it'd been Croatia, but I didn't realise it was with HNK Hajduk, our current rivals. I found that very strange. I also found it strange that for the last 3 series I've been at 11 jobs. Exactly. Didn't plan that. So we're going to start here with the finances. Now I did manage to sell quite a lot of players. I can't run through them all, it'll take forever. But you know, I had quite a few foreigners. Some of them went back to South America. Saw some good prospects as well in the early 20s. Guys who I didn't think I needed, but who had really good potential star ratings. Talking a few hundred grand here, a few hundred grand there, a few hundred grand here and there. One guy got about 1.2 million for, and I managed to accumulate quite a bit of cash. And I spent, not in one go, but I've ended up spending around 1.4 million of it. I'm overspending on the wages. I struggled at first to find the right players, so I raided my old club, and then I started to find a few. Got a couple of freebies as well, but I think I've made the squad better. The whole club is more trim. I don't have a second team anymore. I've got all the better players in the first team and all the good real young prospects down in the under 18s, but I felt like we were better. So I did raid my old club Supernova for 3 players, and the first of those players was Rijkaards Zolins, and he was a good midfielder for me, solid. And for the last season was there, he was moaning that he wanted to leave, and I don't think he was going to sign a new contract. He wouldn't with me anyway. So we kind of got him. He's a good player. I paid 150 grand for him, but that could go up a little bit, but not too much. So I think he's a bargain. Now we've got a goal scorer. Is it Delic? He's called Delic. He was good. Worked really well for me last season, but why not try and get another one, especially when they only cost about 180 grand. So I've got Marco back, the boy from Supernova. Can he step up? Because while I was gone, he took a step back. He won't score many goals for Supernova without me as his manager. So maybe it's me. Hopefully it's me. The last player I got from Supernova was Marian Lausic. He is Croatian, and I only signed him in my last season. And a great player, handy, can cover all over midfield, and can even cover up front, and did really well. Probably helped us in that last year there. Next up, I signed this chap on a free. I just thought he looked really good. He looked better from what my scout report said than most of my midfield, and he'd been released. Another little player, a winger, who I think for this league and for our club looks pretty tidy. 89 grand from Rudes. Now, the bulk of the money I spent was on this guy. I think it's 425 grand off the top of my head. And it was flat out, right? And I wasn't initially trying to find a goalkeeper. But my goalkeeper spat his dummy out. He had a bid in for him. Said no at first because I was a bit worried because he was all right. But then they came back in with a bigger bid. And I just thought, it's too much money. Sold him. Started looking at scout reports. Found Dominik Takak. I'm going to call him. He's a Slovak. Takak. 26 years old. I think he's better. 6'5". Greeno loves it. He loves a tall goalkeeper. For around 325 grand, I signed Nikola Janik. That's what I'm calling him. Montenegrin, so he's from down south. 23 years old. Now he requested to leave, and I think he's a good player, and he's giving me way more options. Again, can cover all over. This lad I signed quite late. He just popped up on a report. Lavdim Zumberi, right? Kosovan, 25 years old. I think he's brilliant. I needed a really good AMC, and I think he could be it. Last but not least, I've signed this lad basically because he was good. My scouts liked him. You can see his potential ability. He'd been released by Dynamo at 20, so they don't rate him. I mean, he can't pass a ball to save his life, and he's a midfielder, but, you know, we'll see what we can do with him. So as you can see, the league has started because obviously I was doing a few deals up until this point, and I wanted to jump in at the beginning when all those deals were made. So we're fourth. You can see I played 4, won 2, drawn 1, lost 1, and they just want to avoid relegation. We got 5th last year, and I do think the team's better. We'll have a look at some of the other players in a minute, but I think we're better and get to the quarter-final of the Cup, which, looking at the Cup last year, the finalists were shit. I've not done anything with the staff because this board just says no to me consistently for everything. I mean, look at that. Asking for more coaches, asking for training, asking for youth recruitment, increased wage, increased transfer budget. No. And that doesn't change, but what could change is the board itself. We have a season plagued with rumours, and we have a failed takeover halfway through the season, so I won't say no to a new board because this one are a bunch of twats. So when it came to pre-season, because I'd brought in a good chunk of new players, obviously I wanted to have a few good games. I didn't play anyone fancy. I wanted to just like score lots of goals, get that fluidity with the new lads mixing with the old boys. But as you can see right there, started off great, beating Istra 1961 2-0. Then we got battered off Dynamo. Drew with them, but they're a good side. But then this happened. Have the tables turned? I have promoted a few lads, and we have got good young lads anyway. Don't forget, I've got some great 16-year-olds from that fantastic youth intake last year, and other lads down there who can't play. They can't play in the first team when they're 16, which is annoying. Get him in there early. We've got that one defender who's absolutely fantastic. And we also have Carlo Lukic, who's absolutely fantastic. All right, he's only on £5 a week, and his contract don't run out for another 3 years, and he might be on £5 a week for another 3 years because his agent's an arsehole. So all through this season, I think I try 4 times, and I'm hoping if we get better, he'll change his offer. But he wants to put in a really tiny, locked-in minimum fee, and there's no way I'm doing it because he's worth more than that minimum fee. Now, I've highlighted some of my other better players from last year. Ones I kept. As you can see, obviously, a lot of foreigners left. Made a good few quid out of them. And, you know, I thought to myself, I need to maximise that maybe, but it wasn't a case of that. It was a case of who can I get? And genuinely, at first, I was struggling a bit to find the right kind of player. That's why I just thought, sod it, go back to Supernova. I've made a step up. Maybe some of these lads can make a step up. And then you just start picking up a few others, don't you? But we do have some decent players. I mean, Mr. Rom, I think, is a great right back. Marcus Mina is a Colombian. He's still here at the left back. And nearly sold him, to be fair. Nico Rack, great midfielder. Where is he? Mr. Lausik. Is he the new boy, isn't he? He's a new boy, Mr. Marion. Why have I highlighted you? Mislav Matic. Great player. You might notice as well, I've had a bit of time off. Not only did I make that graph thing for you for the history of Football Manager, but I actually went through my entire squad and found everyone's face. So everyone's got a face now. And then we've got Ivan Delic. Now this guy was great, fit my tactic brilliantly last year, scored me a lot of goals. I think he won the Golden Boot in Croatia. So, and he can also play, it says he's a striker, but he can play out wide as well. So I've now got 2 absolute ballers up front. The bookies have got a 7th, and I'm pretty sure that's where they had them last year, but of course they were in the bottom of the league when I took over. Dynamo at Force, and then the other 2 teams have got a Cap Nelson. And then you've got my former team from an older Journeyman, our arch rival in 4th, who have just batted, honestly, when I beat them 4-0, I was like, is that just a one-off? It might not be. Anyway, let's jump forward and find out. Well, by the 1st of January 2026, we were 3rd in the league, played 20, I'd won 11, drawn 5 and lost 4, 38 points, level with that team in 2nd. My 2 boys are in the top 3, but the Dynamo lad is just, he looks like the best player in the league this year. I think he's well into his 30s as well, but fair play to Mislav. But Regza gets a big injury at one point. He misses a chunk of time and he still scored 11 goals. And Ivan Delic has obviously played out wide as well. I've played them both quite a lot together in the same team. Goal machines. So these are our fixtures that have got us into 3rd place in the league, and I've highlighted that last game against Hajduk. 4-0, went a great run, 3-0, 4-0. We drew there, let's have a look. Drew with them again, which I think is amazing. Drew with Dynamo, which to me is absolutely amazing. And then, you know, it's not been consistent. It's been points dropped here, points dropped there. But look at that. 3 games, that 2 wins and a draw. Against our arch rival, who are way better than us. When you go to their place, they've got a big fancy stadium. Our stadium, well, I'm going to show it you now. It's not the best, is it? Apparently you get 5,500 people in there. What, all stood on the grass? I don't get where. Must be because it's 3,500 seated, but it doesn't look like it's got 3,500 seats to me. It's pretty dire, isn't it? It is pretty dire. This is the kind of club that if you were doing a long-term save with one team, you'd want to get there, wouldn't you? Get a brand new stadium, because it's very, very poor. But we haven't got a ton of money. I know we had a bit of money in the bank at the start, but that's just going to fly out the freaking window. So this is my squad at the halfway point, arranged by average rating. Zumberi has been brilliant behind the striker. Great little player. Great little freebie. He's injured at the minute. A couple of other injuries as well. Marco Regza had an injury. That's why he's only played 7 games. Still scored 11 goals. I mean, yes, played. But yeah, the lads are doing all right, to be fair. I mean, last year I think we finished 5th. And he only had 2 guys just edging into a green on their average rating. This year, the difference has been immense. But, you know, the tactic, I think, I brought in good players, and I've got good players, but I didn't think we'd be this good. I didn't think I'd be beating Chuck twice and drawing with it, and drawing with Dynamo. It's like we've just turned a corner and other teams haven't. I don't know, but I love it. So going into the club vision, just so you can see at the top there, board alert, takeover in process. This is the takeover that collapses at the last minute. I thought it was going to go through and it collapses. It was an internal one though, so I'm never that happy about that, because nothing really ever changes. Although it did say, I think you'd have to put in $500,000, I think I read. I can't remember, but it collapses, and then once it collapses, the chairman changes his stance to wanting to sell or open to offers, and then another offer starts coming in towards the end of the season. So I don't know if that's going to happen in this episode. Do you know what doesn't annoy me is this? And I brought in a new head of youth this year, and I know there's that thing that people say on Football Manager, and I've used that rule myself. Whereas if you have a head of youth who's the same nationality as your club, you'll have better youth intakes. I don't know if that always works, because our old head of youth was shit, and we had a great one last year. He wasn't from Croatia. My new one's not Croatian. He's a bit better, and I've had an excellent intake again. Look at this. I mean, I'll just show you the top 3 players quickly. Di Matteo, who's a goalkeeper. Dante, I love that name, 15, might never ever see him play. And Dario Bundella, love that. But I mean, look at this, look at it. There's Zancarlo. That's the kid we got last year, who I think is brilliant. And if he was 17, he'd be getting games under me now. I think he's just, I don't know, I just got a feel about him that if he played, he'll just fly. You may have noticed it's nearly April and we're second in the league. Look at that, 2 points clear of third, getting a bit of distance on fourth. Look who's in sixth. How? I don't know. But Dynamo, obviously, amazing. Flying ahead, only lost 1 game. Probably going to win the league. Will win the league. Come on, let's not fool ourselves. They are the team to beat. Will they ever beat them? Will they ever win this league? I don't know. It's not. I don't always have to win a league and then leave. If I don't win the league, I don't win the league. If I don't win anything, it's fine. As long as I improve the club, improve myself. So these are the results since the new year. You can see Dynamo battered us on the 24th of the 1st after the winter break. I had a couple of friendlies before that to get us warmed up. Obviously didn't work. And then we drew. But then I've been on a fantastic run again. And look at that. What's happened to him? Money's dwindled quite a bit. Which is fine. They won't, like you've seen before. I keep asking if they would give me any to put into that budget to maybe sort the wage. Always spending out. No. I keep asking just to get on the tits. Knowing they just say no because of assholes. And obviously there's been times when even if I wanted to sign a player I couldn't because of both takeovers that aren't happening. But it's fine. The club's in a good spot. We're in the right, going in the right direction. The new players have done really well. How can we finish this season off though? Well, there's 1 game left to play. We're safe. We're second. Obviously we can't win the league. Dynamo have won it. But we can't drop either. We are second and we have secured ourselves a Champions League space. Although don't get too excited. We have to qualify. So do Dynamo, to be fair. But they go in at the 3rd. We go in at the 2nd. But still, how cool is that? So winning 23, drawing 7, losing 5. Marco's 2nd highest goal scorer and the 2nd best player. But I've got a top of the assist chart player there, Mr. Nicola. Well done, son. Happy about you. But yeah, buzzing, and I can't believe Hajduk split. What was brilliant, right, was our run to the end. Now, I finished that in 1 go from the Dynamo defeat after the winter break. And I played through that in 1 steamrolled session, right? So I didn't save it, didn't do anything. And I know I have that conspiracy theory, and maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. But we've just been absolutely fantastic. That like the last few games there. Drawing with Dynamo, by the way. Sorry, I nearly forgot to mention that because I was super proud of that. We drew them twice this year, which is, they've battered us twice, haven't they? Put a bucket full past us, and then we've drawn with them. Was actually winning that. And then look at that. Absolutely amazing. Getting us into 2nd. Got 1 game left against NK Lokomotiva. But it's not the live com. I just want to share this with you though. Dynamo were knocked out of the cup in the quarterfinals, but they've been in the Champions League, so maybe that's taken away from him. And I don't think he played his full best side either. And when we saw the final last year, the teams were a bit weak, even though it's still like a good 4 or 5 was in this league that are good. So I need a bit of luck. First up, we played this team. I can't say their name. They're not even in the league below us, so we should be winning it. I was kind of pissed we let 2 goals in. Then we went to the next round, and I kind of gambled because I was more asked about the league, and I'd played this team about 2 or 3 days before in the league with my best side and beat them 3-0. So I thought, let's gamble. And you might be able to tell by the names on that team sheet, but that is my B team. But yeah, we weren't done. We weren't done. Spanking them. I thought, we've had your number in the league. You've obviously, something's going wrong this year. I don't know what, because you look at the team, they've got good players. What's happening? I don't know. I don't freaking care. They're our arch rival. But wow. Then on to the semi-finals, and we drew a team from the league below. I mean, we've had a challenge or 2. Teams that on paper you think we're going to beat us. Hajduk didn't, battered them. Everyone else was beatable. Took a risk with the B team. Just did it. Got to gamble sometimes, but this we should be winning full force. I want to go into a final. But what's crazy, what is absolutely insane, is that while we were playing, there was another semi-final with a very good team playing a shit team, a very good team that knocked Dynamo out on penalties in a 4-4 thriller. Got beat 1-0 at home. So we're playing against a team from the league below in a final, in a live comp. If I don't win it, I'm a loser, of course. But holy shit, this is awesome. This is such a great opportunity to win a trophy. Well, there you go. It ended up 4-3. Bit of a thriller. I reckon with my A team, we'd have destroyed these. The form we've been in. So we took a hit, but we took a hit for the right reasons. Well, it worked because I've done this in the past. Some of you may know where I've rested in a safe position for a cup final, and it's backfired on me. So this is the final league table. The playoffs have been played a couple of days ago, and that team who I played back-to-back games with, where A teamed it in a league, and then we beat them with the B team in the cup. Very lucky still, very happy. I've survived. Istra 1961 are going down, but I'm super proud of this. Like, proper chuff with this little team of mine. Get a bit of Champions League football now, even though it's qualifiers. I don't expect us to get into it proper, but can we earn a bit of money? Will it help the reputation? What kind of players will I find this summer? And can we get anywhere near Dynamo next season? But before all that, it's cup final day. One good thing is my A team are fit, they're ready. I've got no injury issues. I can put out my best team. So will they let me down, or we're going to put on a freaking show and pick up a trophy? Because I know I won the league in the end with Supernova, but I lost that cup final. This is my chance of my first cup. Welcome to Zagreb, to Dynamo's stadium. So this is pretty good, isn't it? Big stadium. It doesn't look very full, though. I don't think it is completely full, is it? No, maybe not. But who cares? It's cup final day. I'm absolutely buzzing. I've got a cracking team on that pitch that should be winning this. Let's put on a show, boys. Here we go. In orange, wearing the orange. Hopefully this hat will bring me some luck in this cup final. Now, I have a bus story for you. Now, if you're new to my channel, you might never heard of him. I've been telling him for years. I'm a bus driver in real life, and I've done it for nearly 10 years, and I thought I'd seen everything crazy. I've seen many crazy things, as most of you know, but I had a very weird person get on my bus. Anyway, so I'm driving along the other night, and I saw a guy at the bus stop, right? And anyone who's blind has a white stick, and you always have to stop him because obviously they can't see. You need to stop and tell them who you are in case they need the bus. And his stick's glowing green. I'm thinking, that's wicked. What a clever idea. I've not seen one of them yet. Do you know what I mean? So you can see them in the dark, so you know to stop. As I got closer, though, let's just see what Zumberry does. Pulls it back and he donkeys it. I realised it wasn't a blind man's stick. It was, in fact, a lightsaber. A toy lightsaber in green, right? Luke Skywalker classic. Now, I instantly thought, this guy looks a bit off here. You could just tell, right? I'm not judging people, I could just tell. And right, I swear to God this is true, right? He gets on my bus, right, and he's off it a little bit. And he goes, you may have heard of me. My name's Luke Skywalker. Now, am I okay bringing this weapon onto the bus? Well done, boys. Onto the bus. I promise you I'll look after it, I won't hurt anyone with it, and I won't burn the seats. And I'm like, are you taking the piss? It's like, what? Dead serious? Oh, go on, Delic. Go on, lad. Playing on the left. Oh. Anyway, he wasn't taking the piss. He was deadly freaking serious, right? And I'm like, dude thinks he's freaking Luke Skywalker and he's walking around with a toy lightsaber. Anyway, driving along and I can hear him go on, hit it. Oh. He sits on the middle bit of the bus at the back on the bottom deck, and I can hear him talking to like his two old ladies behind him. Like, don't worry, ladies. I am a Jedi. This is my weapon. It is not dangerous. Just do not touch it. It will burn your hands. I'm like, this guy's a fucking lunatic, isn't he? Anyway, he comes to get off the bus and he goes, thank you very much, driver. May the force be with you. And I was like, yeah, no worries, Luke. I said, just want to watch out now, mate. He's like, what? I went, I'd ran this route before. Saw Darth Vader prowling about. He was like that. Jumps off my bus with his freaking lightsaber like that. How is he allowed out in public? Someone needs to help that man, don't they? Because he's obviously got serious issues. Cup finals, and I've said this a million times, sometimes cup finals are shite. Very rare you get an epic final. Sometimes it's so boring or they're a letdown. What I don't want is that A, to get beat. I don't want penalties. I just want to win comfortably. But you know, if I can do well next year and get second again, maybe another good cup run, I think that'd be great. And then if I get to the end of next year and we haven't won the league, I think it might be the first vote of the series for you guys to get involved. We'll wait and see what happens with that though, because you never know, do you, until the summer starts unfolding. Where's Mina now? Come on, get in, Regza lad. 31st goal of the season. So it's half time. It's 1-0. We have dominated the game, But 1-0's 1-0. Risky. I mean, we're firing him though. Put it to bed now. I'm not actually happy, and I'm going to tell him. So here we go, second half. Come on! Come on. I want to win some trophies. I won a couple of managers in a month. I'll show you that at the end when we look at my profile. I also signed a new deal, actually. I'm on £1,300 a week, I think, now. Which is quite a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? It's more than I'm on in real life. And maybe we can start affording a car instead of getting the bus everywhere, me and you. I'm sick of that bus. Even though I never see you anymore. I mean, Anne-Marie is pretty fit. Have you seen her, by the way? Check her out. Christ. My mate said something to me about her. I can't. Can I say it on YouTube? Hey! YouTube's gone stricter. I've had a few slapped wrists for swearing. I'm trying to chill out my swearing. Swearing's natural to me. I think it's natural. I know some people don't like it. I'll do that because I'm talking. But he said he'd let her poo. She's that fit. I was like, you dirty git. But yeah, CP knows all about her actually, because I think she's Croatian. She was born in Split, and then she moved to Switzerland when she was 12, and she's played a whole career so far for Grasshoppers women's team. But of course, she plays for Croatia's national team. But CP knows about her. Of course, he knows about her. He's probably dated her. You've seen CP in his underpants. He's a good-looking man, isn't he? Annoyingly, absolute legend. I love that man so much. Even though he is making a few quid out of me, him and Greeno. Honestly. Ballsack underpants. Love your ballsack. Eh? That's what you need to be doing. Oh, go on. There you go. This is what it should be. Do you know what I'm excited for? Because next season, that kid's going to be able to play. There'll be a few of them kids I might be able to promote and give games to. I mean, there are quite a few 17, 18-year-olds in this first team squad this year. But, you know, we'll see what happens financially. Oh, get in. Let's enjoy this moment together. First cup, our first trophy with Šibenik. So we won a title with Supernova and a cup with Šibenik. So I'm very proud of that. Very proud of these lads. They've done a great season. Better than I thought. I knew we'd do better than 5th because I felt like the team was better. We brought in some good players and we had good players. And they'd done so well for me as a manager. We just needed a little bit more. And I'm really happy, I'll be honest with you, that my goalkeeper spat his dummy out because I got good money for him and brought in a better goalkeeper. So there you go, enjoy the moment. So, the board takeover is happening apparently still, but the last one fell through. So maybe when we get to episode 6 and start a new season, we'll have new owners. Maybe we'll get a nice cash injection. There will be changes in this squad. Some players will be leaving, but not too many. Some players will be getting promoted from the youth team, and hopefully some quality will be coming in. So here is my profile. As you can see, I've now completed my Continental Pro license. I'm a 3-star manager. I like that. And my career stats aren't looking too bad. Attribute wise, have I gone up any? Yeah, a little bit. This is looking good. Level of discipline 20. Do not piss me off. Don't take any shit. But my coaching's improved as well, which we need. It'll help. But here we go. Here's the job history. I didn't really look at this Supernova, and I like to look at it on this series, but there's no rewards in that league. So, you know, even if you did do well, you didn't get any manager of the months. But of course, there's our league trophy, and there's my 2 managers of months. I should have won more, but I'm up against Dynamo. Yeah, and we've got a cup. Look at that. It's going well, isn't it? Start of this adventure is going pretty well. Hiya, mate. Where are you? You said you'd be home an hour ago. I've got your favourite tea cooking. I've got all your favourite booze in the fridge. I've got your massive bag of Haribo sweets and Goonies on DVD. You love Goonies? I thought we were having a boys' night. You promised me a boys' night. I've not seen you since we won the cup. It's been a few days. I've not seen you. I know you're in love and she's beautiful, but you spend every minute with her. No, I understand. I get it. No, I'm fine. I'm not bothered. No, I don't miss you. No, I don't care. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I do care. Kind of miss him, to be fair. I never thought I'd say this, but I do. Bastard.